a lot of shots. Everybody come to their net. We just have to get more and more pucks to their net.
Banging the drum to get more pucks on net.
I know Ryan. He's a good guy.
We're getting pucks on net.
I'm about to listen to Pucks on Net.
What were you saying about putting pucks on net?
This is JT Miller, and you're listening to Pucks on Net.
Pucks on net and driving and making it a hard night on them.
There we go.
Wow, man.
I figured that
Come
one
on,
out.
Ryan. You had one job to do.
I have
you
six jobs.
no, you have one job. You literally take a month and a half off. You don't even know how to unmute us. Legitimately. What are we doing here? What are we doing? What is BCIT doing?
I am you know what? I fudged it up.
It's okay.
I'm just
You know who
a
did
great big fudge up.
You know who didn't fudge it up? Kent Hughes,
Who's that?
GM of the Montreal Canadiens, Ryan.
I don't know. He brought a guy in that's a little suspect.
Suspect? What? He literally played in Columbus and Winnipeg. I would have mental health issues too if I had to work there. Are you kidding me? You go to Winnipeg, it's like, we got Jollibee. Good Canadian city. Hey, you like Neil Young? You like Harvest Moon? Remember that song?
I thought you were going to do Harvest Moon 64, classic video game. Big game played in my household.
Was it? Did your sister play a lot of Harvest Moon? I think we talked about this
yeah,
before.
big Harvest Moon fan.
Huge Harvest Moon fan. Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our summer show.
What's happening to that camera?
I don't know. It's tilting. What are you? Just like I'm tilting.
Has it been tilting this whole time?
No, Ryan.
It looks straight here.
Ryan, sexuality is a spectrum. You just can't look at things and be like, "It's straight."
Yeah, that's good point.
We haven't lost
accuracy.
We have not lost a beat, me and this guy.
What you're saying, all incorrect statement. All correct statements.
He's done. This is Gita and me now. Ryan's off the show. He's done. It's over. Wait. 1, 2, 3. Oh no, we got a new world champion.
Got kicked out.
There's no review. It's 3.
It's middle of summer.
Listen.
Hey, there's
sorry,
work to do.
just one. Let me tell you.
What?
Let me tell you something, okay? Ryan screwed Ryan. That's all I'll say.
My name is Ryan Chappell.
Yeah.
I'll be, I don't know, your host for this stream. That's a Rash Mamarze, the Prince of Pomegranate. He's having a great time, I'd say.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a great 48 hours. I mean, Ryan, we pitched this last week, maybe just to do a little, I don't know, warm-up chat. We missed everyone. I know Ryan and I daily talk about how there's literally no podcast during the summer, and it sucks. Well, there are, but, they're not us.
It's nice not to. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. It's nice not to do podcasts for a bit.
I mean, I hate summer.
Well, it's been an incredibly boring summer for sports too, for hockey, I should say.
Yeah, boring summer. It went by incredibly fast, incredibly quickly. For people who don't know that don't live in the immediate British Columbia region, we have this thing called the PNE, the Pacific National Exhibition, not exposition. Exhibition.
It's an exposition.
It's an exposition. Basically, it's just a time for people to go get some corn dogs, go on rides, see some farm animals and stuff. But also, the moment the PNE opens is usually when it starts raining. Lo and behold, yesterday, second day of the PNE, rain. And that's the curtain call for summer for most people in British Columbia. That's the slow end to Labor Day long weekend, and after Labor Day long weekend, kids are back in school, and everyone's back to podcasting, and everything's fine. You got content.
Historically, yes, it rains on it always rains through the PNE. It was super hot for the first day, and then just a colossal collapse.
29, and then literally the next day, it's like, well, it's raining now.
Yeah, I don't go
to PNE. No. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. We went yesterday. It was fun.
I don't know why.
No. The thing is, it was fun. They're building the amphitheater there, so it's half the size, and no, it was okay. It was it's just slowly. The PNE's kind of slowly dying. It's dying a very slow death, and it's sad to see.
I was out for a run, and you could tell they trucked in all the animals.
Yeah,
just
for sure.
It smelled really bad.
Yeah.
But no, I don't really go to the PNE.
What are you going to do with your tickets? You got free tickets?
I sold them.
Nice.
Yeah, $80 each. I made big money.
Yeah, that's how much the PNE tickets are going for. Ryan just saw some out-of-towners and was like, listen, hey, I got a deal for you. quadruple the price.
You just need a fake ID that says that you're me.
Yeah.
And you live in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
And it'll be just fine.
Listen, those kids are getting paid enough to double check and enforce rules. Me and Katie, the one thing Katie and I really realized when going to the PNA, we're like, you could just bring in like an entire picnic and they wouldn't give a shit. There's no metal detectors or anything. It's kind of crazy that it's a massive event. And there's no security. The only security is a bunch of Rena-security, Paladin security people that walk around that wouldn't even intervene because in terms of the insurance policy, they wouldn't even get in the middle of it.
No, it's like working at 7-Eleven. You just let them steal.
Yeah, I saw that at Valley Village.
Yeah, why
literally
would you?
I told Katie. We talked about this.
Were you the one stealing?
No, I wasn't stealing. I pay for my stuff.
This fella knows an awful lot about this for
No,
being
I'm just
an
saying
innocent party.
I pay for my things at Value Village. How much those things are on certain tags is up to you. They're too busy trying to go after the real people leaving the place. It was crazy.
They're the real criminals, not me.
Don't get off your ivory tower. Okay, you just get off. Don't get off. Don't. It's over. Show's done. All right, guys. Thanks for going into the summer show. Ryan, we actually have news to talk about. A few things happened in a couple. One thing in relation to the Vancouver Canucks.
Yeah.
A couple things in relation to the Edmonton Oilers, and another thing in relation to who might be the best modern goal scorer of our generation on my file of NHL 24. So, what do you want to talk about first?
I have a good anecdote to tell you later about what I was shopping for earlier, but I also made this joke. I dusted off the Pucks on Net X account, X.com, the everything app. And I said, how come, all the Canuck podcasts, nobody's done an emergency podcast and nobody's called it an emergency podscast.
Yeah.
We also have not called this that, and this is not that.
No, this is not. This is a small meet and greet.
Yeah.
This is a light. Listen, guys, it's 8 o'clock in August. What do you want? This is a chill meet and greet. We're gonna vibe things out and see how things go. But yeah, continue.
And
you want to talk about pods? Let's talk about pods.
Podkolzin goes to Edmonton. They got Stan Bowman over a literal oil barrel. The various old boys club in this league do.
Yeah.
And they're looking to clear space. You think it's getting kind of obvious they're going to keep one of their guys? Yeah. I don't know. The Podkolzin move is really weird in that they're trying to shed salary. They take on $1 million back. I know they can waive them and probably just get that money back. Yeah.
They gave up a fourth. They gave up an actual asset. So CC goes to San Jose with a third for Ty. I think it's Ty Emberson. Sure. Apologies, I don't remember his last name. But I do know a few little fun bits about him. Played at the Hartford Wolfpack under Chris Knobloch. Really good defensive defenseman in the AHL. Had pretty good metrics actually in the NHL in a struggling San Jose team. Defensively, offensive backhaul. So now you look at Edmonton and you think, okay, so they make the Pods move. In terms of the Canucks perspective, he was what he was. He's 23.
He was what he was.
He's 23.
No,
he was what
I
he was.
agree.
Now reflecting back on it, it was really interesting. Like during the draft, this was a betting special. He went to a tournament, saw 1 week of a player, and said, "This is my guy." It was Danila Klimovic. He went down to the States during COVID. Saw him. It was like, "This is my guy." Saw Vasily Podkolzin at a tournament where not a ton of great players actually went to, and he's like, "This is my guy."
This guy's just dominating.
Saw Ulevy at the World Juniors and was like, "This is my guy."
Mm-hmm.
Right, and then traded a first in the JT Miller trade. All right, you got Millsy back. That first was Brendan Batchelor's favorite player, Shakir Mohammedoulin. Yeah, now property of the San Jose Sharks.
So,
and then the other first he gave up in the OEL trade, and then he has Hughes and Pettersson and Besser. Well, yeah, he drafted Besser, right? Yeah, he drafted Besser, Hughes, Pettersson.
It cracks me up that you said you want to talk about Podkolzin and then you
What?
We went everywhere.
No. I'm just saying in relation to the first round draft picks now in the history of things.
Sure.
Pods. Like if we're looking at the finality of the batting, the batting system of Jim Benning, he had some homers, and then the other fastballs that he was supposed to hit that were supposed to be homers, easy homers, unfortunately. Hit an elderly woman in the back of the.
I thought it was a breaking ball.
I thought it was a breaking ball stuff.
What cracks me up about Podkolzin is, you always have these, when you trade a player that's under 25.
Yeah.
And there was a first round pick, you're like, oh, you're giving up on something. There's gonna, you remember those flashes of brilliance and like that. Whoever got them is going to. Everybody.
It's the Cam Neely thing.
Well,
it's just so funny. That
it's like when Cody Hodgson got dealt. You like
to the Sabres. Yeah.
You had flashes of brilliance and offensive upside and like
Game
a very intriguing player, and he left and you're like, oh, this is he's gonna be a Roman candle in Buffalo. You think of all of the NHL experience that Podkolzin has on the Canucks over the years, and you kind of you really scratch your head for a goal or a nice assist or
You're
a
looking
nice
for something
play.
outside of the physicality.
I remember one time he fought a guy, and I don't think he did very well.
That's what we were talking about. It's like we were trying to figure out like what is the memorable Podkolzin highlight.
There isn't any, and
like he wasn't awful. I think he was just he treaded water defensively. Was a good on the forecheck, physical, board battles. But when you wanted him to be like, that Valeri Nikushkin, like, okay, without the issues, like you're really looking at him to, offensively pop a bit. Didn't really get that. And people will go, oh, well, he just needed more time. He's 23. And he is what I think he is what he is. He's going to go to Edmonton. You look at also the glut of wingers the Canucks brought in this summer.
You know what was strange? Every time
especially Daniel Sprong, we haven't even talked about yet. Maybe we'll save that for 2 months.
That's Daniel Sprong.
Hey, man, he's 20. Can't play defense. Absolutely electric offensively. We'll see how Rick Tocchet deals with that. I remember a spry, young, smiling Russian player we had who was electric offensively, but did not back check. So, but the difference is Daniel Sprong's making $900K and Kuzmenko is making 5.5. So we'll see how that goes.
When all of these players were coming in, this glut of new wingers, this new factory line of DeBrusk and Sprong and Kiefer Sher, like all of these guys, all these guys come in.
DeBrusk, all those guys,
They come in. Nobody was like, Podkolzin was just an immediate afterthought.
Yeah, well, we're looking at the roster
and
now.
why wouldn't he be?
Yeah, so looking at the roster now, you're gonna have him as the 13th forward, and if someone, let's say, another opportunity pops where I don't know if they find like a Sam Lafferty-esque guy they really love for the bottom six that they're enamored with.
Yeah,
you're gonna have to put Pods on waivers now. You're most likely gonna lose him for nothing. So now you get a fourth. A fourth is something. It's an asset. So we look at a fourth round pick. Can they attach a fourth? To Tucker Pullman? Can they use a fourth to go get somewhat like a utility player that they really like? Again, like a Sam Lafferty, that they know is going to come in and be effective for what they need. Yeah. Like that's been the MO, is that they make these moves, they leave themselves a little bit of space to see what they need to adjust and tweak, and then they aggressively go after it. So best elected Pods. It's really interesting, the Russian factor of this squad, where we went from being Russia West.
Dan Milstein HQ.
Literally, Dan Milstein owned the Roxy at one point, and now it's like the Exodus, and all to Canucks rivals.
Boston.
So Zadorov to Boston, Kuzmenko,
Calgary, Edmonton,
Mikheyev to Chicago.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So no one's going to Minnesota.
No.
Minnesota, the friend of everyone. But yeah. No, it's interesting in that aspect. So on a Canucks perspective, they free up a little bit of space. I think they have like about $900K. It doesn't extrapolate that much, just because sending someone down gives you about $1 million. Pods was making $1 million on a 2-year deal. Now the Edmonton Oilers got offer sheeted. I think everyone loved that. We all love to see it. It was glorious. Thank you, St. Louis. Thank you for throwing a curveball to the oldest team in the NHL by making them have to decide, you want to get any older? Because we're taking the 2 youngest guys in your entire organization. And so now we'll see tomorrow what they end up doing.
Is it 7 days tomorrow?
Yeah, it's Tuesday.
Because
So
it is Monday.
It's Monday. Yeah. Typically Tuesdays after Monday.
You really?
Yeah, I think
It's
so.
been we're in the dog
a while,
days of
man.
summer.
It's
here.
been a while. Man, Ryan and I are going to go watch a Mariners game. We're not even going to bring up the Mariners. We're not even going to bring up the Mariners.
Couple of comments right here. Ryan Hank on Facebook. Arash looks built. Bro, going to be the power forward of Puck's podcast
No, I'm
this
not.
season.
I'm not built. This is just baggies in. I was wearing a baggy.
He's calling you a power forward.
Thank you.
Yeah,
It is what it is.
And Michael, Sergei Gonchar will leave for the Wild coaching staff.
Yeah, God damn it. Drug did it again. He keeps poaching us. So yeah, we'll see what Edmonton does. They traded Cody Ceci, like I mentioned, and now they wiggled a little bit of space.
You see the video that was taken down by EA?
Oh, the Hughes brothers one.
Yeah, it was-
yeah, that's gonna be. I mean, that's
What
gonna
stood out? You know what stood out to me the most?
Hmm.
Wearing the skate jersey.
Hey.
But they're not.
I can't wait for this argument to be done when we elect to have the skate jersey full time,
And we
and
get
then everyone's
tired of it.
No, everyone's gonna love it. Everyone already loves it. There's no nostalgia to it. It just looks cool. It's flippin' cool. I'm learning not to swear. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be freaking bombastic. It's gonna be. I'm gonna love it.
I hope.
I hope. I pray. Eat,
That's
pray,
not-
love. I hope it does. And then so we'll see what happens with Edmonton. And then Patrick Laine, my boy,
Yeah.
is going to Le Montreal, where he cannot understand the bullying, even as it comes to him. He can just play Fortnite in peace as people accost him in French, and he can rip and score goals, and people can just leave him alone.
I want to get your.
Yeah, sorry.
What are your? What's your prediction for Podkolzin stat line in 24-25?
God, I don't know. Like 70 games played, or 65, 70 games played, 9 goals, and like 9 assists.
I'll agree in
Like-
Bakersfield.
Yeah, well, okay, no, but I mean, he's pretty good in the A. But I just don't. Again, Edmonton's entire thing is we're gonna play our guys, and then when you're on the ice, you got to kill time until our guys are back on the ice again.
And
But now they have it. Now Edmonton has this unique situation where I understand Philip Broberg had a nice little run in the playoffs, but after Ekholm Bouchard, it's going to be Broberg, Nurse, Kulak, Ty Emerson.
somebody.
So I'm just like, Godspeed to the Edmonton Oilers. Godspeed to people being like, is this the greatest top 6 ever? I'm like, well, you got Victor Arvidsson.
Podkolzin.
No. Listen, Victor Arvidsson, good player. Again, comes with some red flags of injury issues and whatever. Jeff Skinner, great offensive player, but there's a reason he was bought out even after he's scoring 25, 30 goals. Like
How many guys have we seen go to Edmonton, expect to rack up the points playing with McDavid and Draisaitl, and it doesn't happen?
Well, Kane came out and they tried Kane. That didn't happen. Hyman was the one guy, but Hyman has
Shaq Hyman.
Shaq Hyman, le Shaq attack. So yeah, I don't know. Again, we'll see. And then they're working on the Leon Draisaitl extension, so we'll see how that goes. But let's go back to Laine. Let's talk about Laine for a second.
Patty Laine.
Patrick Laine, a second, going over to Montreal. Montreal is taking on the full contract. Columbus gets
They can
Jordan
afford
Harris. Yeah, Columbus gets Jordan Harris, 24 years old. Nice little puck-moving defenseman. Mainly played on third pair. We'll see what the ceiling is there. But, again, taking on 2 years at 8.7. I'm interested. I'm interested in the hole that he fills, because now in that top 6, it's you got Slavkovsky, Suzuki, Caulfield, and then Laine, Kirby Doc, who's on the right side?
Is that the best top six
No,
ever?
It's like, can they stay healthy? Can Line stay healthy? Can Kirby Doc stay healthy after he's had injury
My
issues
thoughts
in his
exactly.
career?
I love what they're building in Montreal, top to bottom. But the name of the game there has been inconsistency
been-
for so many years.
It's been inconsistency in keeping healthy. Like even Alex Newhook, has his injury issues. So I wait. Listen, I think the league is always a lot more fun when the Montreal Canadiens are competitive. Like I understand people's issues with teams out east.
Not
Montreal,
the Habs though.
Man, the Habs are just like,
Yeah,
listen, man,
that's a very accurate statement.
it's just like they are the soul of hockey.
Playoff games at the Centre Bell.
Yeah, they're the soul of hockey. They're not. It's just where hockey is in our country. It emanates from Montreal and its proud history of winning a lot of championships when there were 4 teams. But 4 teams and everyone was at war, and they're like, "Well, we have all the."
Well, somebody's got to win.
So somebody's got to fight for our country. And thank you. No, thank you for everyone that has.
Yeah, and thank you to all the scabs that won Stanley Cup, or not the scabs, the replacements who won the Stanley Cups for the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Jordan, what is it? Dave Line, all those guys. Yeah, no, it's been really. Oh, reservation confirmed. I'm not even gonna read that email.
Oh, that's just for bells and whistles.
Bells and whistles, gotta love it. Yeah, so it's gonna be a little fun, and now we're creeping up to Labor Day. After the Labor Day long weekend, September 3rd, man, it's the clock's running. People are coming. The players are coming back to BC. Podcasts are starting up again. We're gonna be a little. Ah, dang! I think I got water in the exhaust. I gotta figure that out before October.
Oh, fuck.
Hey,
antifreeze is leaking into the podcast engine block
oh,
again.
dang, man, we're gonna have to figure that out. Oh, hoops a daisy.
That's an expensive repair.
That's an expensive repair. If I check with you, how are you doing hockey wise? Like getting energized a little bit. Waking the little rumbles. I know it's been a kind of a shorter off season because everything really got pushed to the end there.
I got to tell you, it has been a very long off season.
Really?
Well, the cup was won the day after our wedding.
Yes.
Or 2 days after the wedding, but like
averted disaster, by the way.
And things just, yeah, a lot of Florida Panther fans that were at our wedding.
A lot of Florida Panthers fans.
A lot of catmen.
A lot of catmen. Yeah.
But like it fell off a cliff. You had the big wave of signings and those moves, and then everybody, I don't know what it was, but it seemed like collectively players, management, media, fans were just like, I think we're like, we need a break. And I don't know what it was this year. Maybe it was extra prevalent in Vancouver from the return to actual playoffs and the roller coaster we went on. But I'm like, I'm done. Hockey's over. I had a wedding we had a wedding to distract us, but like
fantastic wedding, by the way.
It was fantastic.
Ryan, we have this ongoing bit where every time the wedding is brought up, I say fantastic wedding. And I don't know if Ryan thinks it's me making it into a meme that he didn't have a fantastic wedding. He did. He had one of the best weddings I've been to, and literally nothing went wrong. And it was a fantastic wedding.
It was a
great wedding. Everyone had fun. I wore this hoodie to the wedding.
You put it on eventually.
I put it on eventually.
Hey, you want to see something I got from the wedding?
Yeah.
That I haven't.
Oh no, is it the ring? He keeps it. Ryan keeps it in the closet. Jesse doesn't want people to get. Oh yeah, dude. Oh, this is sick. I saw this. Yeah.
Look at that.
Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. Depending on how the Seattle Mariners do this Saturday, we might be replacing that with this bad boy.
Okay, so what's going to happen? I just want to say this is...
Are you going to alternate on Mariners and Canucks game days?
This came from... this was carved by our friend Carly Stevens, her dad Warren, who also did the Mariners one, which is up here. He made this for us. I mean, he made it for us. But,
it's unreal.
Yeah, and
it is actually unreal.
It's layered. It's not just like the etching is incredible.
It's not a 3D print. It's literally fantastic woodsmanship.
Yeah, it is the 113th one he's done.
Nice.
But what's going to happen?
How much do you think a skate one would cost?
He's done one.
Oh, has he?
I've paid him. I think he did it. He did it for me. I think he did it. No, I paid him $250 for this.
What?
Yeah.
That's a sick deal, dude. What?
Yeah.
I thought he could get away with like $500.
Yeah, he knows how good he is.
Yeah, yeah. He knows how good he is. It's fantastic. It's lovely. He knows how good he is.
Ivan in the chat, beauty,
Absolute beauty.
and says should get a skate logo carved for his wall. Listen, I've seen his skate logo that he's done. He just keeps getting better the more he does it.
Yeah.
So what's going to happen with this wall is we're going to do it so that this, like, on air and below is which is visible on camera, is going to be the Johnny Canuck logo and like hockey stuff.
And this side.
No, and then above that,
Yeah.
so like Johnny Canuck will be over on your shoulder, over mine. The Mariners one will be the opposite side, and then there'll be like wedding photos up there. But they'll be out of frame. Nobody gets to see them.
Nobody gets to see. No, because we don't want people getting the wrong. We don't want people stealing ideas from the most fantastic wedding I've ever been to.
Yeah, like some last minute suspenders and bow ties.
We don't want a what is it, a Phyllis Vance situation from The Office when she stole all the ideas from Pam.
Pam Beasley. No.
Yeah.
No, P and
It's oh my God.
well,
Pam,
no, Roy's last name is
Pam and
Roy Anderson.
Roy Anderson.
But
and
it's
then
Bob
Phyllis,
Vance.
Bob Vance, Robert Vance.
So
P and B, yeah.
I forget. I think they just did the P and B, but not the initials.
Okay.
But I do love that. Yeah, everything. That's a great episode.
It's a great episode. It's when her uncle gets lost.
Oh, with the
It's like, man, listen,
Alzheimer's.
I've been having to listen to you.
The Celtics were.
The Celtics are good too.
And I just love where Michael just automatically says like, yeah, Robert Parrish.
Robert Parrish, great.
Yeah, I think the funniest things about The Office for me are when Michael doesn't look like an idiot.
Yes.
He's just like he's not a complete goofball.
He's not a complete goofball. Yeah.
So these are getting this will get maybe in the next 2 weeks before we
We
leave
still
for
got
the
a little
honeymoon.
bit. You guys still have time.
Well, we got to get some things printed. Yeah, but there's going to be a little redo on the wall. I think I might redo the intro as well.
What? People love the intro.
Yeah, but just a new one.
Do we have to get Dolly to say my name on air?
He has.
A rash?
Well, no.
Ryan
so
hasn't. Dolly's never said my name.
let's go to the audio here for a reference. So let's play the intro again.
Okay, we get a lot of shots. Everybody come to the net. We just have to get more and more pucks to the net.
Banging the drum to get more pucks on net.
I know Ryan. He's a good guy.
We're getting pucks on.
So he's actually speaking about
you.
me, the
Yeah.
physical Ryan, which is why the clip made it in.
Yeah.
I have them talking about Arash Madani.
Now it has to be a rash.
And I also had one where Friedman and Merrick were making fun of Arash Madani.
Yeah.
And it was kind of like, okay, guys, let's bring it in a bit here.
Let's give me a couple Give me a couple years.
Yeah.
I'll get. It's the Triforce of Arash M's in media. I'm not part of it yet, but I'm working my way up. It's Arash Markazi.
Who's that?
He is a beat reporter for the Los Angeles Lakers. And then there's Arash Madani, Sportsnet, Blue Jays,
Yep.
triple threat. And then Arash Mamarzadeh, local pizza entrepreneur / podcaster.
Those are the three.
That's the three.
And I would say you've put them in reverse order. It's cute. You went 3-1.
Yeah, 3-1. What? No, I'm not number one. Come on. Can put respect on those Arash's names.
I mean, one of them works
We
for
all
the
look-
Senators now. No, that's Ian Mendes.
Yeah,
Well, Arash Madani was out of... Is he in Toronto now?
yeah, he's in Toronto. He covers the Blue Jays. He also does the Olympics and stuff like that.
Right. Oh,
Yeah.
I got canceled myself.
Yeah,
there.
no, Ian Mendes is definitely not an Arash. He could be if he wanted to. If he called me up and he said, "Hey, I wouldn't say no." Good for Ian Mendes, like championing Ottawa Senators hockey for as long as he did.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like Jesus, that was an endeavor and a half.
I got to tell you.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
I did something earlier today that you would have paid top dollar to watch and laugh at me doing it.
What, you went to Wally's and you ripped a bunch of Pokemon packs without actually understanding how expensive some of the pulls you got were, and you got really good pulls, but then you threw them out or gave them to kids without understanding that you could have put a down payment on a mortgage from the cards that you pulled?
Put them in your bicycle spokes, kids.
That is a full secret art rare Charizard, Ryan. It's $300. You pulled 151. Jesus Christ, Ryan.
I had to go to pick up some ingredients. Amanda got a great. It's just called Simple Noodles, a great cookbook for her birthday, and so like, oh, we're gonna make some, and I had to pick up some ingredients for Dan noodles.
Oh shit. Oh fuck. Oh, I know I'm not so. Oh god, I know I'm not supposed to swear, but okay.
So imagine
you making Dan noodles.
Well, we made a garlic miso noodle, garlic butter miso noodle today.
Okay.
But I had to buy all these things.
Yeah.
And I'm at Stong's, and I'm in the ethnic aisle, which is what they call it.
We have a TNT right, like
I was on the
You're
North
on
Shore.
there.
So I was staring in that aisle forever, just like I got a photo of the recipe.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Why did you get udon noodles? Just
no, it didn't. The recipes didn't require udon
oh,
noodles.
what kind of noodles?
A wheat noodle,
Like a soba noodle?
maybe.
Okay.
But I'm like looking for like a 5 Chinese spice, and I'm looking for. So I found a lot of things. I found the 5 Chinese spice. I found the light soy sauce. I found the
Light
2
soy
types
sauce,
of
great.
noodles.
Yeah.
There was something that started with an M, Mimian or something.
Mirin?
Sure.
Mirin, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, okay, well I don't have everything, and it was exhausting. I was sweating bullets in there. And then Amanda's like, well, you're gonna have to go to TNT. I'm like,
Where they will look at you, they will come over and be like, you need help, don't you? You're looking up a recipe right now.
so
You don't realize that peanut sauce isn't just peanuts. You realize that it's a multi-layered kind of flavor profile of many pantry sauces that you can use to mix together to make a very basic sauce.
So I'm in the aisle with like, I'm looking for a chili, a crispy chili something oil.
Yeah, crispy chili oil with the lady on the
Yeah, which is a famous brand.
very famous brand.
So I'm looking at it and I'm like,
I would have paid so much money to
watch.
watch you just like. This is the equivalent of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, and you've used all 3 lifelines, and you still don't know. Like you're like,
So I found it.
Pyeongchang is in Detroit. Finalists. Oh man,
And so one thing I had to find was miso paste,
the easiest thing to find.
but I didn't know where it was, and like I was looking
Like
on the website.
Okay.
I'd go to I just Google like miso paste TNT.
Did you go to TNT?
Yeah. So I'm in there, and I texted my friend Andrea Wu.
Yeah.
And I said, I need help. Where's the miso paste?
You know what? Honestly, good on you. Like, that's the way you should do it, is to just go and ask your friends, be like, hey, listen, I am out of my depth here.
I asked my Chinese friend.
Chinese friend, yes.
And she says, I don't know how to help you. They should come in little jars. Ask a friendly aproned Asian? Question mark?
Yeah, that's Andrea Wu.
It
That's
could
not
also
us.
be refrigerated.
Yes.
And
does.
so I...
Did you go straight? It's at that TNT. It's at the back to the left, to where the refrigeration and the eggs are.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where it is. You could also ask me. Who
I
knew? I know where things are at TNT. So wait, did you end up making it?
we didn't do the Dan noodles tonight.
Yeah.
But we did do the miso garlic butter noodles.
Nice.
And they're pretty damn good. And it's all about just easy ones that you can fire off.
You want to know the easiest one? Literally the easiest dinner you could ever have.
I believe it is olive oil.
No.
Roasted garlic.
No.
Red chili pepper or powder. Or no.
No.
Ground red chili.
No, you're 3 for
Red
3.
chili flakes.
No, you're 4 for 4 now.
I don't know. You like weirdo meals. Your favorite meal is
What's my
Iranian rice with tuna.
Yeah, it's my favorite cheap meal that if you're a person of color, you know you know how far your parents were able to stretch rice with a can of tuna. Like that was your like little, low poverty meal. Like, oh my God, the ways you could stretch that. But no, what you do is you get a giant bowl. You go get soba noodles at TNT, like cold soba noodles. You just blanch
Give
them.
me an hour to find it.
No. You just go blanch the soba noodles real quick and nice. Get your veggies, cut them into long strips. So we're talking cucumber, pepper, carrot, edamame, beans. Like just put them in there, and then you just whip up little peanut sauce. So you can do a little bit of peanut butter. Let's do light soy sauce. You want to put some chili oil in there just to get a little bit of kick, a little bit of sugar, depending on what kind of peanut sauce you're having. Whisk that up, put that over, and just mix it in the bowl. Boom! You got a fantastic little dinner there.
That sounds fantastic.
Yeah, it does. You know what else sounds fantastic? Curry dinner that I was promised.
Yeah, that's going to be coming now that it's curry weather.
So wait, no. So now here's the deal. There's gonna be interest tacked on. If we get to a point where the season starts and I have not been given this meal yet, just wait. Every goal that Brock Besser scores from then on, there has to be like a penalty attached to it. Like if he comes out again and scores 4 goals in the first game, it has to be like, you have to add. Oh my God, yes, yeah, okay. For every goal that Brock Besser scores after you have a thing, you have to add $1 worth of ingredient to the dish that you're cooking. So like let's say you go 10, your curry originally was just going to be like a quick $15 curry, whatever. But now Brock's scored 5. You got to add $5 worth of premium ingredients. So
now I'm buying organic bell peppers.
Yeah, well, hey man, pal. My mama taught me Lannister always pays his debts. Ryan, we're heads up to people. We're going to. I'm sorry. We are going to the Seattle Mariners game on Saturday. Ryan and Arash are having a day trip down to Seattle. We're gonna have a great day. We're gonna go down, listen to Someone Wrestle with Bruce Pritchard. Get down to Seattle. Get into our hotel. Find some snacks.
Oh, we'll get some snacks right across the border.
We'll get some snacks, and then we'll go down there. Go watch the Mariners game. Get some beers. Go to a bar, have a few things. Favorite thing we're really looking forward to? What is it?
My favorite thing?
No. What are we looking forward to doing?
Well,
it's really easy. We talked about it.
Palling around,
but what are we going to be doing?
Going to the strip club.
No, that's what you and your wife are doing.
Gonna lick the gum wall.
No, we did that last time.
We're gonna take a haunted tour of the old.
What Ryan and I are going to do is
the old tunnels. We're taking the haunted tour. Then we're gonna get on one of those duck boats.
No,
then we're gonna go to West Seattle.
We're doing 2 things.
We're gonna get a tandem bicycle.
One thing that Ryan hates. One thing, we're gonna get a crab boil. I don't care what Ryan says. We're doing the most basic ass thing. Well, we're getting teriyaki for lunch. But then we're going to go get the crab boil. We're going to have it on the thing. We're going to smash some crab. We're going to grate. The last thing we're going to do, because we're going to cram a lot in this day. Last thing we're doing, we're getting into the hotel. We're closing the blinds. We're turning on the AC. We're getting into our beds.
What temperature? 69,
whatever
68?
You want. Hey, pal, whatever you want. We're getting in beds. We're going to sit there, and we're just going to watch sports highlights in an air-conditioned, quiet room, and we're going to scroll our phones, and we're just going to be there. We're just going to be like,
yeah. There's a lot of people that I'm coming across that are going to be in Seattle this weekend.
Ooh,
who? My friend Brittany, who owns Pucks on Net shirt, Sport Biscuit. She's going to be down there going to the Seahawks game with her.
So she's literally going to be there.
Yeah, so we're probably going to meet up with them. Have a beer.
Cool.
Her boyfriend is Mike, arguably one of the coolest guys ever.
I have never met a dude named Mike that I didn't like.
He's the manager of Sloan.
The band?
The band Sloan.
Like Money City Maniacs?
Money City Maniacs.
Why don't we ask him, can we use Money City Maniacs in our thing? Because we're a small, modest show?
No, she always tells me how much money one of their songs was on Hockey Night in Canada this year.
Oh,
and it was like a good, easy bunch of money they just got.
I mean, I'm sure.
So we'll probably have a beer with them because they're going to the preseason Seahawks game.
Nice.
And then a guy I worked with at London Drugs 17-ish years ago,
Yeah.
who I follow on Twitter, who got into sports broadcasting and is a Mariners fan. He said something on Saturday or on Sunday when they won, and they shit kicked Pittsburgh, and he's just like, Could we get a little more consistency from this team, please? And I replied, and he's just like, hey, crazy shot in the dark, but I'm going to be going down to the Friday and Saturday games next weekend. You going to be there? I'm like, yes, actually, I will be there on the Saturday. And he's like, what the hell? So, I said we would catch a beer with them sometime. And he was the play-by-play for the Brandon Wheat Kings last year.
Oh.
Yeah, my friend, my old pal Chase from Mission.
Nice, Chase. Well done.
And then I said, I'm going to be going down with my co-host Arash, and his response was,
Madani?
No, he went, Gita and Arash, exclamation mark.
It's like, just a rash. And he's like, oh. That's like just running into Daniel. Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to see them both at the same time, man. Be like, oh, which one's which, man? Oh, dang. Henrik has the wide forehead.
Maybe
man.
Daniel is Henrik in that situation.
No, it's okay. But if anyone has a place to recommend for Ryan and I to go get a crab boil,
we are not.
Going. I don't care. I'm going to scream this in your wife's face. We're going to a crab boil. You're going to like it. You're going to put on a bib, and you're going to enjoy some time with me.
I have a shellfish allergy.
Really?
Yeah.
Fuck. Why didn't you tell me? We are not going to a crab boil.
No, unless you're trying to kill me.
I'm not. Well.
Yeah, me and my big shellfish allergy.
Oh, the power of the show. All to me.
I don't have a shellfish allergy.
Fuck, you should have just kept the lie going, and that was your out.
Yeah. I mean,
someone please recommend a shellfish or a crab boil place for Ryan and I to go to in Seattle.
Have you ever gone to a boil?
No, I just love the idea of it. And I've saved up money. I've saved up money this entire Ryan. I've saved up money this entire summer for us to go on this trip, and I have a little bit of money left over for us to get into a light amount of shenanigans. And that is
at the crab boil.
At the crab boil. Imagine a photo of Ryan with a bib on Twitter. It would blow it up.
And you're not taking Katie to like the captain's boil on Robson or something?
God, no. Katie, do you think Katie wants to be around people? She wants to be.
Does she have a shellfish allergy?
No, Katie had a great time at the PNE. She had a
crushing shrimp.
She had a great hot dog. We had what our thing is. Our rotation is the only good things at the PNE are the poutine truck there. That's actually really good. Corn and then mini donuts, and that's it.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's it. That's our rotation.
Michael's also watching the Mariners playing the Dodgers here in a score or that everybody assumes.
Is Justin Turner an inside agent? Is he screwing things up?
Yeah. This game was extremely boring and tight until the seventh inning, and then
isn't Julio back? Like, what's the deal with the Mariners? I thought they got hitting. I thought they got hitting help.
The deal with the Seattle Mariners is they have a terrible manager who seemingly creates an environment where his team is ill prepared in almost any situation. They traded what they thought were their strikeout issue players, and they've gone on to have the most strikeouts in the league by over 50, and like they could be going for all-time records in strikeouts. So their hitting coach and whoever's leading the ship is not doing a very good job.
Yeah.
Now there is some flaws in the way they've constructed the team because their idiot ownership decided to buy a 100% stake of a terrestrial sports broadcaster in Root Sports.
Root Sports, yeah.
Northwest, or is it Root Sport Pacific, whatever. But they literally bought 100% of this broadcaster, and it's such a flawed, podunk, old school broadcaster that you can only watch the Mariners if you have cable.
Oh, so it's not like a national thing where
No.
they're just okay.
There's no Sportsnet Plus for them.
Gotcha.
So they realize they're hemorrhaging money. Well, it's the same thing with.
Sorry, those fanatic players' jerseys are so bad.
Yeah, it's what it is. It's
oh my god, the lettering on the back.
yeah,
is
the
like,
back is the
oh
worst thing about it
God.
because it looks like it's screen printed.
It looks like
There's no.
it looks like this is NHL 2K5, and they only have a set amount of pixels that are allowed to use for the names of the back.
Absolutely. And there's just like we can't make it look raised, so it won't be raised. So in conclusion, the Mariners wasted a whole bunch. Their ownership wasted a whole bunch of money on a failing television product. And
Yes.
it's hard to watch their games, so they cut cost.
Yeah.
And they cut cost when the team was on the turnaround, which is like, I don't know. Imagine a hockey team with like 4 or 5. Like imagine a hockey team with an incredible, like a whole 3 blue chip defensive prospects, a top line of like offensive threats, and a great goalie, and like, okay, these guys are great, but instead of insulating them with your Claude Giroux or your
Insulating with Claude Giroux. Insulating with Claude Giroux.
instead of adding,
I don't strike people very often. But I'm about to strike that taste out of your mouth. You talk to me about Claude Giroux insulating. He doesn't insulate.
when you're right,
He is the heat.
he is
He is the sun. Okay, he's gonna be 37. He's gonna score 120 points. People are gonna be, where did it come from? I don't know. You keep doubting this guy. He's the only good player on that gosh darn team. Linus Ullmark, get out of here. Brady Tkachuk, he's just waiting to go down to Florida. Tim Stutzel, you no-showed last year.
Okay, imagine
Drake Batherson. Oh, don't even get me started on.
Imagine if the Florida Panthers didn't add Sam Bennett, if they didn't add Matthew Tkachuk, if they didn't add
They were the
OEL.
Nashville Predators when they needed to add up front, and Mike Fisher was their like first
absolutely. So they've like, we got all these guys, they're great, and then they haven't spent any money, so it's been really challenging to watch. And
It's like when you only draft really well. It's like you can't just only draft really well all the time.
Yeah.
You need to actually spend some money.
and the Seattle Mariners have arguably one of the best pitching staff and the starting rotation like in the game right now.
Yeah.
But they are the worst hitting team by a landslide.
How long have they been like this? Has this been like a systemic thing where they haven't been able to hit it well for years, and there's like players on or coaching staff on that roster that obviously aren't doing their job up to stuff?
This year was prevalent. Last year was also kind of an issue, but they added players even though they still had those problems. This year it was a decrease, and it was we're reining in spending. So
I mean, that wasn't.
It's been about 2.5
wasn't
years.
free. I mean, the Blue Jays ran into this. Like free agency was a very weak free agency class, but Shohei Ohtani was in there, so everyone was going after Shohei.
Yeah.
And only one team got Shohei, and now they're like,
There was
let's get that Springer guy. He's asking for way too much money.
There were some bigger names to be had, but it's not worth investing in.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So it's
Don't give a 6-year deal to Lucic. You know, don't give him 7 years. Just because he's there in 2016, don't go give him stuff.
So we'll go watch these bums play next
Yeah.
week, and they're playing the San Francisco Giants, so they could have they could be an more even matchup.
Is Nolan Baumgartner still pitching for the St.
Nolan Baumgartner?
Yeah.
Well, no, it's Madison Baumgartner.
That's the joke, dude. Oh
No, because I was like,
no, that's the. Did I just make a baseball joke to Ryan that he didn't? That it flew over his head? Me?
you want to know what happened?
Me?
You said it was such.
Me? That just happened, and I have that on video. I'm gonna take this home with me because you don't deserve it.
Take it home, the Mariners.
I'm the Mariners guy now. Okay, listen, it's an easy fix. Okay, you get Jose Canseco in. You teach him how to hit. He's a winner.
Yeah.
All right. You get Randy Johnson. Where's he at? He threw some heat.
You know what he does now?
Oh.
He is a rock and roll photographer,
What? Oh, that's such a sick pivot.
and he's like 6'7" or 6'8". So can you imagine? Can you imagine going to a concert and in the
No.
you go front row and Randy Johnson's in front of you blocking your view?
And then you're like, hey, get down in front. He's like, I'm in the Hall of Fame. Is he in the Hall of Fame?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He's got a
Yeah.
perfect game too. I believe he's got a World Series
Rocked
championship.
a bird once, just
Killed
absolutely
a dove.
That was so sick. I mean, listen, as a person who owns a bird, I'm like whatever. But like, listen, sometimes life happens, and you're like, all right, man, I don't know. I was just sick in the moment.
This guy here, Taylor Saucedo.
Yeah.
He Mariners relief pitcher, lefty. He is very active on Twitch and a very good social media follow. He understands Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we like him. What the hell are we just talking about?
We're talking about baseball.
Birds,
We're
Randy Johnson. Okay, it reminded me of
yeah.
when. So you got Randy Johnson, super tall, taking photos. In Seattle, Chris Jericho and Big Bill, who used to be what was his name in WWE?
Big Bill.
Oh, and Big Cass.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah.
So Jericho and Big Cass or Big Bill, they went to see the Rolling Stones.
Is his name Big Bill in AEW?
It's Big Bill in AEW. And they were front row, like right on the long walkway. And I'm like, how choked I would be if I spent all this money to see the Rolling Stones on their last tour, and Big Bill, who's like
Oh my
who's
God,
7 foot
unreal.
tall, and you can't teach that.
Dude,
And I'm like, excuse me.
excuse me. Could you SITDOWN in front? What's Enzo doing?
He's somewhere. I
kind
know,
of
though.
feel like if there was one person to be like an absolute like Russell Brand conspiracy theory artist, it's Enzo Amore.
He definitely
Like
has that.
Enzo has some of this like BPD. There's something going on there. He's charming, but God, if he doesn't have some, he's like he needs the attention, so he just goes. What do you bring up Patrick Laine again? I'm talking about Enzo Amore. Ryan's going to Patrick Laine on Hockey DB. What are we doing? What are we doing right? Survivor Series. How much do you think tickets are going to be in Vancouver?
Oh, I bet you we'll be spending $300. I just thought
$300 in November. God damn it.
I just thought of something really interesting, and that's the quality you get on this podcast. Patrick Laine was 29.
Can't wear it.
Ken Dryden.
Can't wear it. You can't wear 9 because Belleville.
You can't wear 9 for Richard.
Richard, sorry.
19 for Larry Robinson. 29 for Dryden. My question.
He can't. Okay, you can't wear 19.
No.
Right, or Robinson. Yeah. 92.
Yeah, I'll probably wear 92.
Just wear 92, dude. It's fine.
I feel like Sean Monahan wore 92 or 90 something.
He wore 91. Didn't he? He wore 91. No, he was 9. Well, no, he wore 19 and he wore 91 in Montreal.
Yeah.
And then he wore 19 in Winnipeg. Didn't he? Am I crazy? Am I losing it? Maybe.
No, he's always worn 29, I think.
Well, pal, listen. What are you looking at? To wrap up the show, what are you looking forward to in coming into September and start of the season? I'm excited. It's really nice to go into a season knowing that your management team, even in August, is making forward decisions, and I'm excited to see what they do next. And
I'm excited to see the step this team takes, and I'm excited to see the step that Rick Tocchet takes.
Yeah.
We saw his flaws in the Edmonton series, and his inability to kind of evolve on the fly, and I just think that this
Justin Schultz on a PTO.
it
makes too much sense. He's from Kelowna. Give him a PTO.
I think this is going to be a really good year to see. Like they've got all these new, like they had their guys that came in last year.
Yeah.
Bluger, Lafferty. You got all these guys that punched above their weight class, and we're providing a lot more. And I'm curious how they are going to replicate that this year with the guys they got in.
Mm-hmm.
They've clearly made their team meaner. They've got some goal scoring on the top 6, but it's like I don't have any glaring concerns with the moves they've done or the roster they've constructed.
Yeah.
It's all about let's see the team take the step.
Yeah. Amen.
And I'm not going to really care until this team's also getting up there.
Like an age?
Like there are
Mitch Miller's going into his 31-32 season.
like
Still, you're okay.
all the core have done this. Like they've all shown up in camp. Like they're gonna start playing less and less preseason games.
Yeah.
So I'm really not going to care until you have that this is the roster game.
Oh man, I'm jazzed for all of it. I'm a sicko. I just I love like being like, what's Linus Karlsson gonna do in his second preseason game, and then like taking in the post game and taking it out, just taking it all in, man. I don't know. I'm a sicko. I'm a one sport guy, and it's absolutely disgusting.
Speaking of sickos, Saucedo here has been afraid to pitch to Ohtani and Betts, and there's this jamoke, this doofus Scott Service, who's just like,
Who's he?
He's the manager.
What did he do before this? His name's Scott Service.
Yeah, he was
Was he a manager of McDonald's before this?
he managed a Target.
He managed a Target.
He was a long.
He's the one that got rid of the Kmart blue light special. He said no way.
What are you looking forward to?
Hockey fans taking it all in. Yeah, man, I'm just it's always a long couple months when hockey's off the table, and fills a really big hole in my life, and just excited to get it back, man. I'm just always happy when hockey's back and taking it all in, and just being a part of it with everyone.
Ivan in the YouTube chat, thank you for interacting with us, Ivan. I hope you've liked this video, given us a follow, done anything you can. How about those ticket prices, guys? One good year and the prices have doubled. You're not wrong.
No new seats. Ticket prices have doubled. Yeah, I mean, I went to one game last year, and that was to take my dad for his birthday for the Luongo game. That was it. I'm not going to go to another game.
There's still some affordable seats. Like you could go to opening night and see the Oilers for about $70 in the balcony.
Yeah, I mean, if you're like you're smart about it and stuff, but I just.
Oh no, that's regular off Ticketmaster.
What?
Just like
what about that BCAA hack we have?
Yeah, that's a good too. If you have BCAA, you can have a good discount. But it's like they are looking to make as much money as humanly possible, and it's very apparent.
Yeah.
And they are desperate for this team to continue to be good next year.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people we were trying to get season tickets.
Yeah.
They're sold out. They've hit their cap.
Yeah.
So a lot of people have invested to make as much money off the Canucks as possible, and the Canucks are trying to make them as much money as possible.
Yeah, for sure.
It's got a little bit of a Bitcoin vibe.
They've really restricted like reselling of tickets?
Do
they want to be in control of being like, hey, if you want to resell your tickets, you gotta kind of go through us.
You got to go through Ticketmaster Plus to not get in trouble. But basically, a lot of people that were making the news were making the paper. That about them like, oh, they canceled our season tickets. These are people that, for the most part, not everybody, but from what I heard, these were people that would get their season tickets at the beginning of the year and give them to a ticket broker to sell.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah.
And whether the ticket broker bought them at a certain price or they worked out a deal afterwards, I don't know. But this wasn't Jan and Joe Sixpack from Poco that really like the Canucks, and let's say they went to half the games, sold the other half.
This is like literally like this is a business.
I'm buying a condo for an Airbnb.
Yeah, Airbnb. Yeah.
So they definitely are doing that and cracking down, but they're not like being insane about it.
Speaking of condos, Jesus, have you? Man, it's really funny what's happening in Canada with housing. All these, all Airbnb.
It's funny, isn't it?
No, it's Airbnb is getting regulated and kicked out, and then all these people that built these micro condos that are only supposed to be for Airbnb rentals are now trying to sell them.
Yeah.
And not understanding that no one would want to live in this little death box that you guys have made. So now all these people are holding on to their loans or mortgages or whatever for their little shit boxes, and they can't sell them. And so now no one's buying them, and now they're selling them at, like, Toronto's going through this, like, at a massive discount because people can't afford the payments.
Yeah.
For them, and then they're just bleeding property taxes or whatever. And often on some of these people have dozens of condos, like they've really invested.
Oh no!
Oh no! So I mean, the problem is, it's like, yeah, like even if these condos do come to market, and they are at an incredible discount. Like you still don't want to live in them.
No.
Like these like tiny little, again, death boxes. That's what they are. They're fine for like 2 nights. But you want to like have your kid and you want to have a little family there. No, absolutely not.
No, and yeah, those extremely narrow modern condos are the junior one bedroom.
Not to shade on this, but remember Mike's apartment?
Yeah.
That was a tiny, tiny little place.
Well, that was
that was like a micro suite.
I don't know if they called it a junior.
That was like the tiny, and then so Mike's moved out of that place now.
Yeah.
The one up there, and the rent went up like
Oh yeah.
$600. It's crazy.
Yeah, the rent.
Who in their right mind is going to rent that place for that much money? Insane.
Well, it's just what it becomes down to is people that are making a little bit more in life that are now just going to spend every dollar possible on rent, and now nobody squirrels away anything, and nobody gets ahead.
No one's going to have money for Survivor Series.
That's why we'll get all the good seats.
And that's why I just want to see Phil. Just let me see Phil. I just want to see Phil live once, and I'll be okay.
I saw him live once.
I never did.
In 2010.
Hey.
At WrestleMania. Actually, no, I saw him live twice.
Oh, look at you. I haven't. Thanks, Ryan.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Well, this is a fun little meander down the live stream.
It was. It was nice to just kind of hop back on the couch for a little bit and just see what the vibe
I guess
was.
I'll put this out as a podcast, too.
You should put it out as a podcast.
Yeah.
People need it.
There was no
people need a little bit of rambling in their life.
Yeah. I mean, they can only listen to so much Something to Wrestle.
They can only listen to so many old episodes of Something to Wrestle with Bruce Pritchard.
Also,
little bit of mayo, mustard,
double cheese, double onion,
motherfucker.
The music, not our intro song, our outro song. Moving along, which is probably the best song of Jeff and his brother's band,
Honestly,
Lions in the Street.
Such a sick song.
It's they've kind of surfaced as a new life. They have about 26,000 monthly listeners on Spotify.
It's like that Murder on the Dance Floor song that happened in Saltburn, and then it got a different life from there. Like,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And they're going to be pressing they've put together an album they're going to be pressing out of the UK. And moving along, the long-standing outro song of Pucks on Net is going to be featured in some movie featuring a guy from Prison Break.
Great for Jeff. Love
yeah.
it. My funniest thing about Prison Break was like, after the first season when they break out of prison, I'm like, okay, well, now what?
Now they break back in.
Like, what? It's like, you got 3 more seasons of this? Like,
it's a real long break.
I'm like, they're out. The hook is out. How does it keep going? Just watch Succession. Just keep watching Succession.
I gotta.
Have you not watched it?
No.
Yet? You're killing me, man. It's the best show ever made.
I agree. I've watched a lot of sports in the last 2.5 years, I'd say. A little too much sports.
A little too much sports. You got to get back into the culture.
Yeah, I got to start watching Dexter.
No.
Showtime, baby.
Katie, oh man, the amount of times Katie has raged with me about the end of Dexter. And they keep trying to reboot it.
Yeah, they did
Let
once.
stuff die, man. The only thing they should ever reboot is that like 5 whatever-ish years down the line, when George hopefully has released the Windsor Winner. I don't know if he will. But they very badly need to retcon the last season of Game of Thrones, which was such an abhorrent disgrace to not only...
I hated it. It was so
Okay, right.
It was an uncouth attempt. It was as if the books from George R.R. Martin...
Ryan trying to explain
as if
Game of Thrones
created
right
that
now
season?
is the same as him trying to figure out what kind of noodles he needs to buy at TNT.
They wrote the season as if the literary works, ceased to exist. They
didn't because
shows.
They made Game of Thrones because they didn't have enough books. The source material ran out and they had to finish it.
I rest my case.
God damn it.
We'll see you in...
We'll see you in like a month.
Yeah, in late September.
Yeah, we'll see you in a month.
And possibly live recording or me recording remotely from Japan. We'll talk.
But that's going to be good. That's going to be good. Ryan over there on the internet. It's going to be day here, night there. It's going to be great. A little bit of rat, a little bit of tat.
Well, it's going to be like a Back to the Future 2 situation where I'm in the future. So I'd be like, go bet on the Bills. you win $100,000.
If anyone speaks or is fluent in Japanese, please message me because I need help figuring out how to get stuff delivered to Ryan's apartment or Ryan's hotel because I need a new Nintendo 3DS.
You probably could do that.
I know
would
I
s-
can. It's incredibly difficult trying to traverse
Oh.
how to actually do it.
Well,
Because I don't speak Japanese. I don't read Japanese.
you know who's? Mike's got a friend in Japan. Just ship it to them, and then we'll.
No, but Mike, I've asked Mike. I asked Mike when he was in Japan, and then he told me, "Oh, I'll just give you mine." I'm like, Mike, it's $90. Just go. You're in Akihabara. You're there. You're literally there, Mike. Do it for me. And what Mike, our good friend of the show. What did Mike do? He did a classic Mike thing. I mean, Brendan would come on. And
Another
tell me
Mike
what
says he's got an extra 3DS.
No, but I don't want to take that from that Mike.
He says he has an extra one.
I've been. Is this Michael Woman?
Yeah.
I've been to Michael Women's vacation house. I've seen his PlayStation collection. Michael, you got a good PlayStation collection. I'm not going to take it away from you. Don't. I'm telling you. Let me keep Mike Noble accountable. That is what the Democratic National Convention was all about, is keeping Mike Noble accountable. We are not going back. We are going forward, not backward, and twirling.
I know where he was going.
Thank you.
We'll see you in about a month or maybe sooner. I kind of enjoyed this
We'll figure
stream,
it
and if
out.
something, and we'll have some bonus content for Patreon backers next week.
We will. We will. And now to end the show, I'm going to tickle Ryan until he pees. Yeah, such a good third man record on you. Look at you. You wish you had Shohei Ohtani, don't you? You wish you had Shohei. Look, he's so ticklish.